could you survive a single week in 1348 when bad air carried death and bread could betray you? The only law was the one you locked behind your door. The year is 1348. Dawn slips over timbered rooftops like a pale shawl. Lane smells of wet straw smoke and the sweet sour tang of yesterday's ale. Bell tolls once, twice, then silence. You awaken on a straw mattress, back stiff, knife tucked where your hand can find it. Outside, carts creak. Inside, wax gutters. This is a world where death keeps casual hours, where survival is an art of habit, superstition, and never being too interesting. Welcome to Piece of the Past. Here, history is not loud, it is a whisper. The candles glow, apartments crinkle, a tale of the past whispered softly to you. This is your sanctuary of soft storytelling, where we wander the quiet corridors of forgotten places. Breathe in the stillness of the centuries and find calm in the echoes of the past. So get cozy, come closer, and let the past whisper. You awaken in a world where death walks in daylight. Before germ theory had a name or a whisper, many believed sickness rode on miasma, bad air rising from rot and filth. It wasn't entirely wrong to fear the smell. Foul air often floated above foul water. Foul water often meant disease, so you, our cautious traveler, arm your nose. In your purse lies a linen square steeped in vinegar, a sprig of rosemary, perhaps wormwood or rue for the truly devout of nose. Carry it to market. Lift it when the gutters run and the tanner's yard breathes. If a cough blooms nearby, bury your face in the cloth. Keep walking. You've seen physicians pass, long gowns, leather gloves, and the strange beaked masks stuffed with herbs, sage, lavender, cloves. Are they right? Not exactly. But mask keeps fingers from the face. Gloves keep hands from the sickbed's edge. In a world that misunderstands illness, half measures sometimes save whole lives. Practical rule: keep distance, keep hands to yourself, keep a scented barrier. Remember, the most medieval trick of them all: fresh air. Walk the windward side of the street. Let the breeze be your ally. You've earned your loaf. Rye, heavy, still warm from bakehouse. Rye has a secret. When the season's damp and the stores are careless, fungus creeps in. Ergot turns supper into a slow fever dream. Fingers burn as if lit from inside. Limbs seize. Eyes see a little too much of what is not there. People call it St. Anthony's fire. Some pray to a saint who lends his name to their pain. Others simply endure. How do you survive your daily bread? Know your grain. In a bad year, careful soul leans on barley or oats or mixes flours to hedge the risk. Buy from the baker whose sacks are dry and whose bins are raised from the damp earth. Inspect the loaf, strange purple flecks, a bitter taste. Trust your tongue and your neighbor's gossip. A village remembers who poisoned it last winter, even by accident. And in feast weeks or lean times, keep a little flour aside for porridge. Hunger makes people brave. Ergot makes people foolish. You want neither. Practical rule: vary your grains. Taste before feasting. Keep your baker's friendship warm. Cities have gates and walls, but once the lamps gutter, there is no police as you know it. There's the watch sometimes, and a hue and cry always. Neighbors shouting pursuit if a thief flees, but mostly there is you. So you bed down with care. The latch is wedged with a wooden peg. Your knife lies where habit can find it, beneath a straw or tucked beneath your tunic near the ribs. The shutter sits snug against a night air. A bar braces your door. You learn the specific music of the street. Your neighbor's cough, the baker's step, the scuff of boys who should already be asleep, anything different, and you wake. A 14th century household manual whispers a simple truth. Lock, wedge, and keep. Steal close. You needn't be a hero. You only need the hard house than the one next door. Practical rule. Secure the door. Wedge the latch. Let routine be your shield. Rivers carry more than fish. They carry dye from the fullers, offal from butchers, waste from everyone who's ever had the misfortune of a body. Wells are safer if the privy sits far, if the soil drains well, if your neighbor knows not empty chamber pots where the ground drinks. So what do people drink? Ale, cider, small beer, brewed weak for children, monks, and mornings. The heat of brewing won't make water perfect, but it gives your gut a fighting chance. You keep the cask near the hearth and pay your respects to the alewife, whose eye can tell when a brew will sour by nightfall. She is a chemist in an apron and serves your coin. Milk, not for long, it turns, but a cheese, salted, pressed, aged, keeps. So do salted fish, smoked pork, dried peas. Your winter self will bless your summer self for such foresight and practical rules, trusted, boiled, and brewed. Friend, alewife, eat what keeps when the snow keeps you. Famine is a regular guest. A wet harvest, an early frost, a sick ox, and the cupboard echoes. You stretch with dried beans, peas porridge, with rye crusts softened in broth, with salted herring on fast days, and any day you can afford it. Then, miracle, the roads clear, a caravan arrives, spices, fruit, hard cheeses, cured meats. Your belly's first instinct is greed. Your wise mind says, not so fast. You remember the physicians, often wrong, sometimes right, who warn of foods that cool the stomach or clog the humors. You need not believe their humors to heed their experience. A winter stomach abused by summer feasting will punish you swiftly. Chew bread well. Apples are for the steady. As for cheese, enjoy, then walk. Your body is an abbot with strict rules and little patience. Practical rule. In lean times, preserve. In feast times, restrain. Moderation is more powerful than prayer and easier to remember. You need a tooth pulled, a boiled lance, a vein opened to balance the humors. You look for the red and white sign where man with steady hands keeps razors sharp and nerves sharper. A barber-surgeon will not ask your stars. He will ask for your coin, and then for your patience. There will be a bowl. There will be a towel. There will, if you are lucky, be strong ale. For bigger hurts, the monastery calls. The infirmary smells of beeswax, vinegar, and thyme. Brothers chant as they grind simples, herbs like fennel, horehound, and yarrow into poultices and syrups. Some remedies sing of faith more than science. Pinch of saint's dirt, a kiss for a relic. Some are simply plants that work a little. The line between hope and help is thin, but both feel warm in the hand. You will hear of astrologers and alchemists for the rich, of folk healers for the poor, of midwives who know more about life and death than anyone admits. The wise learn to triangulate: a little prayer, a little herb, a little knife, each in its proper place. Practical rule: for teeth and blood, the barber; for nursing and broths, the brothers; for birth and babies, the midwives. Pay fairly. Gratitude is its own salve. Your neighbor wears a tiny wax disc stamped the Lamb of God. Your aunt ties a knotted cord beneath her shift to guard against the evil eye. Someone's bread knife bears cryptic letters carved in a straight line. Latin charms as plain as daylight, or a triangle of the word that we do not dismiss what invites danger. A saint's medal will not stop a bad oyster. You enter your lord's hall with your cap in your hand and your mouth firmly attached to your better sense. This is not fear, it is survival. Rights exist, yes, custom, dues, the manorial court. But disputes born of pride can end with someone's cart broken and someone else sleeping with the pigs. So you bow. You speak plain, not clever. You bring a small gift if the matter is delicate. Ale, a wheel of cheese, your cousin's bread. There are rules you memorize like hymns. Do not block the cart in a narrow lane. Do not borrow a cow without witness. Do not laugh when a drunk falls, especially if the drunk is important. If you must quarrel, do it where others can watch, and keep your hands where everyone can see them. Practical rule. Courtesy is cheaper than fines. Bring gear, bring witnesses, bring your quiet here. Truth with sharp edges. Learning herb lore keeps mothers alive and children fed. But a woman who knows too much, or a man who heals too quickly, can turn into a rumor after a hard winter. In the Middle Ages proper, wit panics are less common than they will become later, but suspicion lives in every famine, and frightened people scrape for causes like hens for grain. So you teach, but you teach softly. You gather herbs with a friend. You explain plants with a nod toward the Virgin's garden. You deflect the praise to a saint, to a kindly priest, to your grandmother's grandmother. You disarm fear with ordinary words. Practical rule. Share knowledge. Anchor it in the familiar. Faith, custom, neighborly care. It isn't fair. It is safe. Survival is a dozen small choices before noon. You approach the fishmonger upwind. Fresh fish smells like the sea, not like yesterday. You check the scales for weights worn too light. You fill the oats, dry or damp. Damp means mold by Michaelmas. You ask after a peddler's reputation before buying the miracle tonic that cured the cousin's cousin you've never met. Thank you for spending this quiet moment in history with me here at Piece of the Past. If you enjoyed your stay in the candlelight, please subscribe so the next story finds you. Until then, may your nights be calm and your dreams timeless.